Sabona and greetings from a very cold South Africa. Today, I would like to talk to you about prayer and personal hygiene. What does one have to do with the other, you may ask? Well, when the two collide, they have a lot to do with each other. So, this Sunday, I had prepared myself to go to church. I got dressed, helped the children get dressed, I brushed hair, and I was prepared to sit in the audience or the congregation and not have much to do with what was going on in front. But as a pastor's wife, that's not my portion any longer. And I'm now learning that I need to be prepared to interact with people and to come up to the front either to give a word or to pray or to whatever. So the pastor of the church, Pastor John, asked Marshall to come up and says to Marshall, just give something to the people. So Marshall begins to read from, I believe it was Revelations, I'm not sure. And then he says, I want to pray for people who are sick today. I'm like, that's good. We should pray for people who are sick. And he's like, if you're sick, I want you to come up here so that you can get prayed for. So a number of people come up. Someone comes up, a woman comes up, we call her Mama, and she says she's got a headache. So he calls me, Malika, you had a headache. I want you to come on up here and pray for Mama. I'm like, okay. I took an ibuprofen and that cured my headache. I got some in the bag. But whatever, we're in church, I'll pray. So I earnestly pray, and I see this intense look on Mama's face as I'm praying. I'm like, it must be working. God is working through me. So I go down the line and I'm praying for people, and they're just not responding with a lot of, receiving and amens or whatever. But whatever, I know, like I said before, I have never said that I am a mistress of prayer. Never claimed to be that woman. So I go and I sit down, and the pastor calls me back up. There's a woman in the congregation. There's something was troubling her. Her spirit was burdened, and he didn't know what it was. And he said, I just want you to pray. But let me back up. Let me go back to what happened that morning. Like I said, that morning I got dressed and I put my clothes on, and there really isn't a lot of time for breakfast in the morning. So I had halloumi cheese, some bread, and a swig of Coke. And that's all I had for breakfast. I've also been using this deodorant from Nivea that doesn't really agree with my pH, but whatever, it's deodorant. So fast forward to this incident. The pastor calls her up and he says, Malika, I just want you to pray. And she's weeping. And she's got her fascinator on. She's color coordinated in black and red. And she's just weeping. Tears of anguish streaming down her face. And I'm like, this woman just needs a hug. This is this woman. So I embrace her. I put her right here. Oh, Father. And I'm earnestly praying. I'm praying that God would touch her, Lord. Just release whatever burden she has going on inside of her. And she takes her hand and she puts it right here and tries to get away. And I'm like, no. You need to receive this love. And so she tries to drop on me. I don't let people drop on me because the floor at Shack Church is dirty and it's hard. So I scoop her up, I bear her up, and I bring her closer. And I go into her face and I say, God wants you to have the desires of your heart. And she nods obediently, and then I release her and she goes back to her seat. And then I come home and I think about it, and I'm like, why was she so desperate to get away from me? And as I'm sitting there pondering, I just happen to go, and my breath is rank. It is absolutely just a destructive force. My breath smelled like hot Cheetos and dirty feet and desperation and hopelessness. And that is why she was trying to get away from the scent of hopelessness that was in my mouth. So again, I have a newfound just appreciation and respect for people who do ministry professionally, who are called to this. and who remember to pack things in their pockets and purses like Mentos or spearmint, or I don't know, take a swig of water before they go interacting with people. And definitely for finding deodorants and perfumes that are in harmony with their pH. Are you in ministry? Have you ever slayed anybody with your breath? Leave a message. Let me know.